Hi guys, I'm glad to have you back for another video. If you are new here, welcome. This video is gonna be a bit of a vlog-like video. I had planned to walk around for a day and do lots of sketches and then turn it into a video, taking you guys with me and hopefully inspire you. But it worked out a little bit differently than I had planned. This year, I promised to be kind to myself, to allow myself to rest and take things slow. And it's been hard, especially on days where I plan to do a lot, but I can't seem to do it. I struggle with depression, and on a lot of days it just seems impossible to do anything. I just lay in bed beating myself up. But the sun was shining, and I have to be kind to myself. So I thought to myself, it would be a good idea to at least go out in the sun. I brought my sketching supplies and tried to sketch a little bit, but when it didn't turn out how I wanted to, I also allowed myself to just sit in the sun, drink a cup of coffee and take a deep breath. Life is not about who can do the most work in the shortest amount of time. I think that life is mostly about finding a way to enjoy it as much as possible. And I hope I'll be able to achieve just that. This footage you see here is from a few days later. It has been raining the last few days and I've pushed my work ahead of me. So today was very busy, where I had to do a lot of admin work mostly. But I didn't see myself just sitting behind my computer the whole day. The trend of being kind to myself, I allowed myself to draw in the sun for a couple of hours. My first thought was to maybe make a sticker design or a print or something else that was useful for my webshop or for my business. But the white page was staring at me and I felt like it would be a failure anyways. I wouldn't be able to do it. So instead I just played around with paint, making some trees based on what I saw around me and not focusing too much on a product, but more on enjoying the process. If I look at all the drawings I've done this week, it's definitely less than I would like to draw, but it might be more than some other depressing weeks I've had. I feel like I pushed myself to draw, even though I felt sad, but I didn't push myself too hard, so that I got overworked. I hope this video can be a little reminder for you to be kind to yourself. Push yourself for the things you like, but you should also allow yourself to rest if you need it. Hey guys, I thought it would be nice to close off this video by showing you guys all the art I did during this week of trying to draw but kind of failing. I wouldn't really call it an art block. I still wanted to draw, I just was kind of sick. I didn't have the energy, I wasn't feeling it, and I still tried and I did make some stuff. And I'll show you what sometimes the reality is when you really want to make art, but it's just not working. So I'm starting out with my sketchbook, which I definitely work the most in. I'm starting off by... So today is Wednesday, so I guess I'll start out at Wednesday. Let me see. I think that's here. So we were at a we were visiting family on Wednesday, and I was feeling quite sick, and they have a beautiful big land and garden where they have lots of trees and nature, and I imagined that would be like very inspiring to draw a lot and do a lot of painting. But yeah, like I said, I felt sick, so I did these very low pressure kind of things where I just looked at a tree and kind of just drew the branches, or I tried to stylize a bunch of trees and play with color and just write down some thoughts. So I think I did these, and then I also that day I managed to draw some of their chickens. They have Lakenvelders, which are this old Dutch breed of chickens. So they were very interesting to draw, but very hard to draw. I drew all the ones in a ballpoint pen. I drew them while I was looking at the chickens. And then the chickens here I drew later on when I had taken some pictures of them, so I drew them later. And then here is something, I don't know, I still want to fill it up, but I don't know yet what I'll do with that. This was on Friday. I was feeling quite down, but I did want to spend a little bit of time in my sketchbook, so I just set a timer for 2 minutes each and dipped my brush in watercolors and just did some very simple line work. There is no sketch underneath this, so it took very little time, and I do quite like these. I think these turned out quite nice, and something like this is a very good thing for me to do just in like half an hour or even like 50 minutes when I still want to do something that day, but I don't have like the energy to do a big piece. This was on Friday. So this was on Thursday when I was already back home, and then this was on Friday. Also, I hadn't done anything and it was already late that day, and I just wanted to do something quick. I've been wanting to get back into drawing characters and drawing humans more. So here I just went on Pinterest and tried to stylize the people that I saw, and I just worked in this purple felt tip pen. Again, just trying to look at the reference and stylize it, not trying to copy it perfectly, not trying to worry about lines that look wonky or proportions that look weird. It's just all fine. And then I wrote a little thing about how I was feeling to fill up the space here. And I think the space looks quite nice. Actually looks quite good. Now here you've seen the footage of me trying to draw on Saturday. I've been like outside trying to draw for 4 or 5 hours, and normally something like this would take me maybe 20 minutes, and now this took me 1.5 hours or something, and I don't really like it, but it's fine. It's just some pencil drawing, and it's good that I did it, but it's also good that I allowed myself to just sit in the sun, relax and enjoy being outside. and not push myself too hard on forcing myself to draw, because sometimes you're just not in the space to draw, and if you can allow yourself to give it a try, and if it's not working, maybe take a break. This is something I did on the same day. You see, it's not finished. This took maybe like 3 minutes, and for the rest I was just drinking my coffee and doing nothing. So this was on Saturday. Let's see. Yeah, this was on Saturday. I think on Sunday I didn't work in this sketchbook. I wanted to work on my iPad. We were traveling in the train, so I was working on this sticker, which I had a reference on my phone, and I just drew this, and I think it turned out great. I love this. I think this is amazing, and I'm definitely going to turn this one into a sticker. And we were in the train quite a lot, so I also did this one. We were in the train for 4 hours. I also very much like this one, and I think I did a part of this one and then finished it later. So yeah, and I was obviously inspired by trying to make stickers for promoting adoption, promoting looking at rescue dogs when you want to get a dog. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with wanting a breed, but of course there's a lot of problems with breeding dogs, and there are so many rescue dogs. Just wanted to make some stickers about how rescue dogs are good boys too. So I think these 3 turned out really nice. Then on Monday I didn't draw at all. That's the only day that I didn't draw at all. I try to draw a little bit every day, even if it's just like a doodle, a 10-minute just quick sketch, but I really wasn't feeling it, so I didn't do anything. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. On Tuesday, I went to meet up with a friend to talk about our difficulties being an artist and how we sometimes feel like we're not good enough, and talking about projects that we've been working on. And when I came back, I was really inspired to work on my comic, and I've already done like a lot of storyboarding for the comic. So what I did is I looked at these storyboards and I just did these. Let me see if they're all on the screen. Yes, so I just did these in pencil. I wanted to try and draw my line work in pencil on paper and then scan it in to work on it digitally further in my comic. So I drew these panels just like with a pencil. I didn't have to erase too much, so it didn't take that much time at all. And that's one of the things that, that's one of the things that really bothers me about digital artwork, is that it still takes me very long to just do a simple sketch. When I'm working in my sketchbook, I just put down the lines and I'm happy with it. But when I'm working digitally, I have to like zoom in and I have to redo lines over and over again because I'm not happy with them. So I tried so I scanned it in and then put it in here, and I'll show you an example of what it looks like without all the other layers. So this is just my pencil lines. Obviously I removed like the white background, and I tried to make the lines a different color, and I put it in a different blending mode. And then I just added a watercolor background that I already painted before, and some very simple coloring. And then I worked on top and added like some I just removed some of the lines under it and added some color on top. And I think this looks pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with it. So I drew, let me see, I drew this panel, I finished, and I finished this panel. So I did 2. And I already had like these other panels. Just putting one on so I can see what's going on there. I already had all these other panels and I just started like putting them in the webtoon format. So I already had these 3 panels, but I put them under each other and did the lettering. So this is a little sneak peek of how my comic is going to look probably. And I haven't worked in my comic in a little while, so I felt very proud that I actually managed to do a couple of panels and get some progression in my comic on Tuesday. And today, of course, you did see the footage. Oh, no, never mind, not today. So I also did this on Tuesday while I was meeting up with a friend. I was like sketching this a little bit, and when he left I sketched a little bit more with this. I was very this friend does a lot of character work, and I was very excited to get back into drawing my OCs. So I drew Jane. I didn't finish it yet, but I'll work on it later. And then I was writing a little bit about the magic system in the comic that I'm writing, so just a little bit of writing. And then today I wanted to sit outside, and I actually wanted to do like some sticker designs or some like useful drawing. But I was sitting in the sun and I had my coffee and I was staring at my blank piece of paper, and I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to put down some color and I'm going to paint whatever trees I see in front of me, and I'll just let happen what needs to happen. And I'm not going to worry about it. So that's what this is. And I'm writing this down to tell myself, allow yourself to have fun with your art, but also life in general. So that's what I did. And it may seem like a lot, but actually this is just like most of the days I've been drawing for like half an hour max. Only on Tuesday I did a little bit more drawing, and even that was just maybe like 2 hours, not like I'm working the whole day constantly trying to improve my art. Some weeks just don't look like that, and with this video I wanted to show you guys that's okay too.